This is Ryan Abraham, Dan Weber, USCFootball.com. Instant analysis here on Howard Jones Field. Spring football practice number 9. As you can hear, the USC marching band's going on over there. Swim with Mike is the big charity event going on here. So we didn't get to really talk to a lot of players, just a few coaches today. But Steve Sarkisian kind of said some interesting thoughts to start practice about what these guys get to do every day and why it's special.
Yeah, I guess they had both a parents meeting and then a team meeting, and he basically asked them, who's got it any better than us, you know? Look at this weather, look at the chance to come out here and play and go to Swim with Mike, and you got all this going on, and they basically said nobody. So I think that's kind of the attitude right now. Nobody's got it better than us.
Talking about the way the team performed, Steve Sarkisian talked a lot about the defense, about they're kind of ahead of things with the offense, making it a lot tougher on the offense to perform this spring.
Well, I think he said especially up front. He said that's the big emphasis has to be. They really want to run the ball, and the defense is making it tough on them to run the ball, and they've got to get their pad level low, and that's got a lot of big, tall guys on that offensive line and a pretty challenging defensive front. So he said we've got to be able to run the ball better than we are right now. Though Trey Madden has looked pretty good, and then James Tolan with that 25-yard TD run that to end practice in the red zone is as Clay Helton was saying. We came in here knowing we had 4 good running backs. He said we got 5 now.
You mentioned Clay Helton. He was one of the coaches we got to talk to. So what did you get from what he talked about today with the USC offense?
Well, I think it's like we talked about the offense or the defense last year, that they just happened to have the personnel was perfect for what they wanted to do defensively. Same with offense, because they want to be run heavy, run first, but be able to throw the ball deep and take advantage like they did with Nelson Aguilar and a 75-yard TD bomb where he makes a great play today, and that's what they've got. I think Clay said he likes the idea of having the quarterback in the shotgun because you can see so much, the pass rush, and you don't get, if somebody gets beat, you still have a chance to make a play. The running backs have more time to adjust. So he said this is probably the perfect way for us to go with the talent we've got. So he really, really likes it.
Now on the other side of the ball, we also got to talk to defensive coordinator Justin Wilcox, like the only 3 coaches available. What did Justin Wilcox say about the defense?
Well, I think he was a little more negative than he sounded a little bit like Lou Holtz or whatever. I mean, it's like the sky is falling, and then he would say, but some of those guys individually are playing pretty well, and Hayes and always you can't not mention Hayes, and I talked about when asked for specific people, J.R. Tawai, who has been injured, but he said he can't wait to get him back. Said that Scott Starr is absolutely what they want in that that defensive end position. So. Not a lot of negatives. I mean, they don't have a lot of bodies in the secondary, for example. And so he said, we got to get better in plays 100 through 120. And as Sark said, that's what they try to build this offense around, is when you get to those last plays, you're gonna, and this is tough for a defense that doesn't have everybody back. The upside of that is they're getting to run 120 plays. I don't know how many practices last year it would have taken, well, at least the first 5 weeks to get to 120 plays. And he said really interesting numbers, that in 9 practices they've run over 1,000 plays in practice, actually, and over 2,000 plays if you count walkthroughs. Wow. That's an unbelievable. I mean, that number, I'm not sure they, some of Lane's teams ever equaled those kinds of numbers in a whole season. I mean, things went much more deliberately and took much more time to call plays and get to the line of scrimmage. And we were talking with Kevin Graff, and he said, guys learn in different ways, but he said you do learn if you keep doing it on the field, you learn it.
Yeah, Steve Sarkisian really emphasized muscle memory, and they're getting a lot of that here at practice. All right, well, that's going to wrap it up here on Howard Jones Field. For Dan Weber, this is Ryan Abraham. Make sure you check out USCFootball.com for more.